Hi, I'm Steve Shelburne, owner and operator of Shelburne RV here in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee. Well, good morning. It's another bright Monday morning. We're back. It's supposed to be in the mid 90s this week, so it'll be a hot week. Now, cousin Gary and I and Mr. Brandon were actually up here working yesterday on Sunday, trying to get some stuff caught up. Now, Mr. Gary, as you can see right there, cousin Gary, this big fifth wheel. We had a 1350 on that wasn't cooling correctly. Now, I've had lots of phone calls from you guys here in the last couple weeks because of the 1350 issues. Go back and watch my video, Dometic RM 1350, debunking the nuts and bolts. It'll talk all about that. So Gary spent a few hours up here yesterday. He's got that one pretty much resolved, so that one should be back on track and ready to go back to the customer. Now, you saw in the late video last week on this reflection that we did a roof on, that we started a roof on. Well, we got the roof finished up on this one Sunday. We got that all done. The roof's up there. Everything's done on this. Let me show you this generator. I told you I'd show you this generator. Let me show you what's going on with this. So 4kW generator came in, and this was what we found inside of this. Now, this is the main wiring harness, and you can see all these wires are chewed up. Well, further investigation showed that we'd gotten a squirrel. Had a squirrel get in here and went to chewing everything up. So we've got a new wiring harness for this, and of course, unfortunately, you got to pull the flywheel off there, because you got to be able to get to the brush assembly for the wiring. So they've got the new one in here. We just got to get it all put back together, and then this one here will be ready to test fire and see if that resolved all those issues. Well, obviously a little bit involved in doing that. The customer had mentioned that, they thought, well, why don't we just wire nut all the wires back together? Well, you got to be kind of careful with that on a Cummins, especially with all the, they use a lot of ohms for that. So if the ohms readings are high, it's gonna cause problems. And, that wire, you might be able to solder them together, but then how much time you spend? I mean, that wiring harness literally was like $165. So at that point, I'm not even gonna try to fix that because of the possible problems that we could have later on. So we just went ahead and ordered a new one from Cummins. They had it in stock, got that fixed up. So I got a basement air that just came in from Mr. Lewis. They're just getting some stuff moved around here, and then we'll show you what's going on with that. One of the other projects that I mentioned last week was his groomer van, or dog showing van, that he wanted to put an air conditioner in. So he actually provided us the air conditioner, and then Mr. Lewis was able to get the interior pulled apart. We put he wanted the breaker box over here, so he's got that all mounted. Now, no transfer switch or generator or anything like that. Just wants to have it where he can hook it up to shore power. So he's got the lower assembly. He's got to put the panel back in, cut all that out. Now, again, that's a brand air conditioner I do not sell. It's just what it is. I've had trouble. So he supplied his own. We'll see how it goes. But Mr. Lewis, get in here and finish this up and get it all ready to go. Mr. Lewis has got the basement air out of this Winnebago, and you can see how much debris came out of this. Now, this is a 2010 model, but yeah, just filthy nasty, but it's all cleaned out now. And then somebody had hit all this with a pressure washer, so I don't know, what'd you spend 15 minutes cleaning those up, Lewis? 15-20 minutes? Trying to get all those coils. Don't ever hit those with a pressure washer. That's a bad deal. But got all that. It did have a bad outdoor fan motor. Now, what we're going to do, because the motor will be here tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and put a fan up against this, and then Mr. Lewis will get it all wired up, and we're going to run it and verify compressors and all are working correctly. But yeah, now that he's got all that done, we're gonna go in there and test it. So this is the reflection that we talked about on last week's video. I did a roof on this over the weekend, but this is the new PVC roof. We did use the Sikaflex sealant for all the fixtures. So other than putting the vent covers on, which we haven't done it yet, this one here is done and ready to ship out. It's one of the other projects we got to do on this Winnebago journey, and you can see he's got a residential refrigerator in here, but we went ahead and blocked these off. He's been seeing some water in his passenger side rear slide occasionally, and so he had actually bought a seal for this, but after further investigation, that swipe seal is actually in really good shape, and this seal here and the seal on the inside of the fascia was in good shape. So Mr. Lewis is actually going to come in here and set the Seal Tech machine up in the bathroom. That's why he's on the roof. He's actually taking the roof vent off of that, and then we're going to go in here and set the Seal Tech machine up, and we're going to Seal Tech that and see if we can figure out where that leak's coming from. Right, so Lewis has got the basement air back in that. He's got his 21-degree differential. We did find that the compressor 2 had a little bit of a low capacitor, and so our amp draw was off maybe by a half an amp compared to compressor 1. So Mr. Lewis got that changed out, put the new outdoor fan motor in it, and that thing is cranking. So that's good to go. He's finished that up. Let me take you over here and show you this generator we've been working on. Back here on this 5,500 watt Cummins generator. Now, when we initially tested this, we thought we might be having a regulator problem because when we let off the start button, the engine died. We did get our test board out. We did verify it with the test board. It's still doing the same exact thing. So the next thing we did was go in here and check the brushes. Now the brushes are in good shape. Obviously not any kind of crazy wear or anything like that. So next thing we're going to look at is alternator, stator, rotor test. Now, winding resistor test, touch the slip rings with the meter, test probes, replace the rotor stator assembly if resistance is not specified in the table below as appropriate. Well, this is the 5 kW, 2-wire, 120 volt, 5500. So if we do a rotor test right here between the case and the actual stator or the rotor assembly on the slip rings, we're supposed to be in the ballpark of that right there. So Brandon, go ahead, let's go ahead and test that. And he's getting that on the slip ring in there.
Now, but this one should be.
And then, as you can see, nothing. So that tells us that this rotor has got an open line somewhere in there, because we should have some kind of resistance between the case and the slip ring. And it doesn't matter which slip ring you do, you still get the same result. So according to the Cummins paperwork, we've got a bad stator rotor for that. Another little project we've been working on in here today, and I really didn't get a chance to grab video of it, but we had the lady backed into something right here, and it had bent all this trim molding up there. So we went in there and bent a nice new piece, got that all installed there, and I'm going to probably go in here and put a little plate to kind of clean this up, because just to change this is going to be a lot of money, and she didn't want to spend a lot of money. So I'll go in here and put a little cover plate there, and then I'll put another one over here on this side, so that way they match. It looks like I did that on purpose. But they've got this done, and then in the morning we've got to put an awning fabric on that. And as you can see, that one there is rough. All right, what a day. It's after 5 o'clock. So yesterday, I think I had close to 15 phone calls on basement airs. I know I spent at least 2.5 hours today on the phone with basement airs. Thanks for calling, guys. I really enjoy talking to each one of you, and you know, I really hope that I can help all you guys with your problems. I mean, there's not many people that do what I do. I mean, I'm about the only guy that works on basement airs, and again, it's interesting that, you know, my wife told me when we started all this I would never have over 50 subscribers. And here you guys are. You're watching me every day. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the phone calls. Keep them coming. If you call me, leave me a message. I will call you back. I've had so much, and a lot of them from Texas. A lot of you guys from Texas been calling. So thanks for calling. I enjoyed it. So end of the day, it's a little after 5:15 or so. I've actually been on the phone with a guy in South Georgia on his Winnebago Ultimate Advantage. So had a nice conversation with Mr. Rod, so I think we're going to try to get him fixed up. So anyways, I'm going to head to the house, and we'll be back tomorrow to finish it up. All right, well, there's another happy camper going down the road with his basement air. Shout out to Mr. Anderson right there. We got him all fixed up on his basement air, and he's heading on down the road, so safe travels. Right, so the next project we got is a little Sundance ultralight that has got some floor issues. And as you can see, this thing had a bunch of water at some point come in here. So we're gonna have to go in here and fix all this, and then it's gonna get new LVP all the way through. But Mr. Lewis has actually got the slide, got the fascia off the slide, and we are just about ready to pull this slide floor out, which you guys have seen me do several times. So we're gonna be pulling this slide out, get that thing out so we can start working on this floor. All right, the slide is out, and this is what we got. Now, it looks like somebody at some point, I think this guy just bought this camper, but somebody at some point had tried fixing this. Of course, you see Lewis kind of walking on it. It is a bad deal right there. So they're gonna have to get all this apart, see about fixing some of this wood rot that we got going on here. And then I guess the bathroom's got a problem too in the floor there. So we're gonna get all new LVP through here, but yeah, we're gonna have to resolve. Fortunately, this has got wood studs in it. So Lewis will go in here and fix all that, but they're gonna have to they got some demo work to do. Right, so Mr. Lewis has been back here working on this Sundance. Now you saw the video of how bad this was. Now, Lewis has gone in here, you know, I just had these little bitty small boards, and that, you know, it was obviously a problem. And Mr. Lewis is not one that tries to build stuff real shoddy, so he's gonna make sure, and as you can see, has made sure that this is going to work out. And this is plenty stable right here now. It ain't moving. He's got everything tied in good. So this is coming along. Let's go in the bathroom and check out where they're at on it. All right, so they've been working on the bathroom a little bit. They're trying to get that demoed. Now we're going to have to build some structure in there underneath that tub because there is none. But he'll do like he did on this other side and get that all straightened up. Got our controller in on this Fleetwood Discovery. We do have to change out the cylinder that is leaking. So we've got it up on our ramps, and Mr. Derek is going to get that one pulled out, and then we're going to install that. And then we've got a new controller. You guys saw where I was having controller problems. So we're going to get the new controller 0 point set once we get this done. Okay, so Mr. Derek has got the new jack in here. We did pull it out here in the center of our lot, and we manually leveled the coach, which putting that controller on there did fix all the other problems that we're having. So we went in there and on the controller manually leveled the coach. At that point, get out of the manual mode, and you've got to hit the button up 5 times, down 5 times, everything will flash. Hit the all jack retract 3 times, and that'll set the home. At that point, we went through and did an auto retract to make sure it followed, made sure the fluid was all up to level in there, so when it retracts, it knows the jacks are up and good. So this one's good to go. Let's take a look at the floor Mr. Lewis has been working on now. He's got everything pretty much done here, so we're just about ready to start laying the LVP. He's got the structure back in the bathroom. Now, there was nothing around that toilet. Everything was like right there and over here. So he actually has gone in here and built a lot more structure where the toilet's going to sit, which is going to make that last a little bit longer. So they're getting the board cut now to go inside there. They've obviously got to put some insulation in there, but they're getting ready to seal that all up. Let's see where Mr. Lewis is at on this bathroom. All right, well, he's got it all repaired and back in, so should be ready for some new flooring, which we have. All right, well, that's going to finish us up here this week. Got to see a lot going on. Thank you for all the phone calls. I had Tons of phone calls on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All you basement air guys out there, keep calling. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're getting real close. We are within 20 subscribers of cracking 1,000. So thanks for proving my wife wrong. She didn't think we'd ever get there. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and remember that this video is Cousin Gary approved. Take care.